Hello everyone, it is Rob Sacchetto with another Robcast, Revenge of the Nerd. Yes, hello, welcome to another podcast by me, Rob Sacchetto. And this is going to be, of course, another movie review because I am in my movie room and here are all the movies behind me. I've got more over here, more back there. The room is basically surrounded by movies. I need some more IKEA shelves. So I'm running out of. I'm literally running out of IKEA shelves for movies. Those are the perfect shelves I find for the flicks. For me anyway. I've seen a lot of videos with a lot of guys who have like really cool setups with their flicks behind them. But yeah, I like these. These seem to work. Plus they're. You can sort of fit them into weird places because they're kind of small. You know, each one is a like a shelf onto its own. So anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to do another one of these videos in which I compare two movies. Today, I will do the original Robocop and the Reboot. Now these two movies, I like them both. But clearly, the original for like this time around is the one that is the classic. You can't go wrong with it. This is a very revolutionary movie. It's one of those ones that is not only highly entertaining, but very unique. And again, I think it was because Paul Verhoeven, I believe Dutch director, directed this, and it's very. I think the reason why it resonates so much more than the Reboot, which I think is kind of unnecessary, but it was okay. The reason why I like it more is because it feels more realistic, feels grittier. It actually like you get that sense of reality. Versus the new one, which again, I find new movies when they try to when they reboot, original flicks that are science fiction oriented or horror oriented, they'll take, the really cool practical effects that worked in the original, and then they'll try to upgrade stuff with CG and that, and it just loses that soul. It loses something. And this was definitely the case in Robocop and then the reboot. So I could see why a lot of people, sort of sneer and hiss and boo the, the reboot for this one in particular. Like I said, I don't think we should shit on the movies that are rebooting, classic films that we like right away without seeing them because, give them a chance. Like a lot of times, they're rebooted for a reason to sort of reach, newer audiences or to go, well, the effects or even the practical effects that they had at the time when a movie, debuted, couldn't be done well enough to sort of have people buy the idea of what was happening, or the monster, or the space thing, or the underwater sequence, or whatever it was. So now we have the technology; we can do stuff that's a little more streamlined, a little better. But in this case, a lot of it was the original RoboCop had so much more heart. Verhoeven used natural light. He didn't actually light a lot of stuff. He used the basically it's called the ambient light of the scenes. So it made it seem very much more like gritty, more realistic. It seemed like it didn't. It almost. And I've mentioned this before in terms of scene location. Like a lot of stuff now is like built sets. They build things, and it's kind of tailor made to the scene. When a long time ago, when they made movies, they would actually go find scene. They do scene location. They go find stuff like an old abandoned factory and shoot in there. First of all, it would save tons of money, obviously, to build instead of building all this stuff. And secondly, it was real. So you got that real feeling, like you could smell it, you could feel it. It was the rust was real. It wasn't painted on. So there's a lot of stuff like that in RoboCop, and it makes it really gives you that feeling of reality and you really being there. It's very visceral. There's a lot of scenes with excessive gore, some of which is cut, depending on which version of the original RoboCop that you see. Some of it's cut. There's a scene where a robot called Ed 209 is being demonstrated in a boardroom, and it basically ends up killing one of the board member guys. And that scene goes on for an uncomfortable amount of time, but a very cool amount of time when you see the uncut version. This guy gets basically turned into pudding by this robot that just keeps shooting at him until they basically turn him off. So that's a really great scene. When Peter Weller, his death scene is extremely visceral, lots of gore, but again, he pays everybody back, he gives everyone the receipt, basically, is what you'd say. It's a great movie, guys. I highly recommend it. To see the original for sure. It's a can't miss film. They're actually going to be rebooting it again very soon, I hear. This is the word around the campfire through the grapevine. It's going to happen again. Now, getting to the reboot. The main thing, Sam Jackson is in this. I barely remember him being in this movie. I think the guy. I love Sam Jackson. I love Samuel L. Jackson. I really do. But I find he's in so many movies. It's like, oh, was he in that? Oh, I barely remember because he's kind of in everything. So he's in this. Again, this movie is very forgettable because it's sort of. It's too glossy, it's too clean, it's too crisp. It's almost like a PG version of the original, and I think it fails in capturing a lot of the heart, soul, and grittiness of that original film. So again, I'm not saying don't watch it. Give it a watch. If you have a chance. And I always say this. I think I've said this right at the beginning when I'm doing these back-to-back, original and reboot films. Watch the back-to-back and see for yourself the difference, because I was around, like I said too, I was around when a lot of these movies first, appeared, like when they first were at the theater or on television or whatever. And it's not me sort of going, oh, I have fond memories of this, and that's how I remember it, and it was really good. No, I've watched a lot of these again and again and again, so I have a clear perspective of it. But again, it's that perspective where it's like, yes, this movie is far superior to the reboot, and I think it's because a lot of the CG effects are in it. The costume is like this streamlined. It almost looks like Iron Man instead of this. Well, it's this first version of what this Robocop is, so it's not going to have this really streamlined, incredibly. Modern look. It's going to be a bit clunky. They have to, and that's what I love about the first one too. They have to kind of work out the bugs a little bit before he goes online, so to speak, and starts actually fighting crime. So that's, again, what makes it a little more easy to digest mentally. You're like, well, that's maybe what would really happen. So again, I think, in my opinion, both are okay. Clearly, the first one is the one to watch, for sure. Watch the second one again. Don't not watch it. I'm not going to tell you not to watch a movie. I'll say give it a shot. You tell me. You can even leave your comments and opinions in the comments section below this video. I really want to thank you guys for watching. That'll wrap this one up, I think. I think I've kind of covered everything with the two Robocop movies. I don't want to get into too much detail with them. If there's spoilers, I don't want to spoil things too much if you haven't seen it. And I know a lot of people haven't seen a lot of movies that I cover. Younger folks haven't seen a lot of movies that I cover, so I don't want to spoil too much. But anyway, I really implore you to watch these movies. They're good. I'd love it if you gave me the thumbs up. and subscribe to this channel for more content every single day. I have a Patreon page. I post new art every day. I've even got a zombie Robocop drawing on there, which I think you guys would dig. Check it out. I'm going to leave that link in the description below, and I really want to thank you guys for watching. I will see you all again soon, I promise. More movie reviews, more art tutorials, and Lego builds. Okay, so that does it for me. See you again soon, guys. Take care. Best wishes. I love you. Bye-bye.